What's up, baby? It's Wize, Hassan up in here chilling with my main man Amadeus, some motherfucking Stampede. How we do? You know what I'm saying? It's cold chilling in the place, yeah. Up in the lab, where a lot of great songs get made. You know what I mean? It's about 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, Sunday morning, beautiful day.
Look at me, man. Fuck that camera, bro.
Look at my man right here, though. It's my man right here.
Look at me. Pull that shit over there.
Can you fit his big ass head up in this guy?
Relax, bro. Relax. I'm gonna catch you bugging, bro.
We gotta get you, baby. You ain't in this.
What's gonna make you bug?
What's up?
Why you think you still rhyme? Why you still rhyme? You pushing 40, and everybody says you got to be young to do hip hop. Why? So why you still rhyming? If everybody else say you got to be young to do hip hop,
I still rhyme because I stopped listening to what people was telling me. Because for a long time I actually believed that I was too old. I passed my peak. I lost my opportunity to make it in this game. I actually believed the hype.
What's the difference between hip hop and rock and roll? What's so different between hip hop and rock and roll that you can't do it until you die?
I don't see a difference because
hip hop's not respected as an art, right?
In some people's eyes, but I'm going to see Black Sabbath in August, and this is their last tour, and they got to be in their 60s, and they're still doing their thing. Granted, obviously they're not what they were fucking 40 years ago, but they're still going, and they're in their 60s.
But that's what I'm saying. Why do you think people don't want you to be 40 doing hip hop?
Because they just feel like if you ain't made it at this point, then it ain't gonna happen.
Even if you made it, even if you was Jay-Z and you was 45, why shouldn't you be rapping? And you still making millions of dollars. Why shouldn't you be rapping?
Because in a lot of people's eyes, that's like a waste. A lot of people have told me, that you wasted all these years and you didn't get the desired result, which I've been told by several people that were real to me.
So what's the desired result then?
It's obviously changed since I started. When I first started, I wanted to obviously be successful and live off my music and all that. But now things have changed. And
you still want to live off it though, right?
Yeah, that would be great. But just do it is cool with me. Just for me to get on stage and to hear that crowd roar, that's enough for me right now. If I can just do it.
Just do it. Right? Yeah. So you think like hip hop being like hip hop, like trendy, because it's trendy, that you shouldn't aspire to be great at it at your age because it's trendy?
What do you mean?
Like trendy, like what's popping, what popular, like pop, like hip hop, cool.
You mean like try to
like it's not cool to be 40? You think that's a problem? It's not cool to be 40?
I don't feel that way anymore.
Do you think that ties into the low life expectancy of inner city black youth or minority youth? The low life expectancy. You think that being 40 in hip hop is looked down upon because you're supposed to die when you're 24?
I think in some people's eyes, but not me, no. Because
how do you feel about like if rock and roll was all about like James Dean and shit like that, right? James Dean, like be young and rebellious. So how did it turn into Black Sabbath touring at 70?
Trendsetters.
Survivors, right?
Yeah. People that changed the game. Like Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, but he died young.
Yeah. He had a lot of issues. But it's cats like that inspire me. Somebody told me when we was doing open mic one night, they was like, we need another Nirvana. Somebody that come in and change the game. We were just talking about this before we put the camera on. We need somebody to change the game. Come up with something different. I heard Corrupt say that the next cat that can rap, sing, produce their own stuff, he gonna change the game.
Somebody this cat's doing that all over the place.
But are they standing out? That's the question.
Yeah.
Are they standing
out? How you gonna stand out when it's not cool to be original anymore?
That's a good question.
How do we fix that problem?
That's a real good question. I would just think that hopefully, it would just catch a lot of people's attention, even the ignorant people, I would think. I would hope. That's a real good question.
How come the person who changed the game can't be 50?
I think that's a possibility. I think you could be any age. I mean, if anything, if you're 50, you've got way more experience than so many other people.
Exactly.
So I think that increases your chances of changing the game. I think me and you both have a better chance of changing the game because we're older and wiser compared to 10 years ago.
Yeah, but what about the kid that learns from older dudes?
He's a rare breed, but he's out there, and there's many of them.
Mm-hmm.
No question. And they are. I think they have a better chance of changing the game than we do, if they're way ahead of schedule as far as knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And knowing what the hell they doing. They got a way better chance than us. If their knowledge is way advanced compared to the average 24, 25-year-old, whatever age he is. You know what I'm saying? But I think we have a better chance of changing the game because we obviously have way more experience than your average 24, 25-year-old person. You know what I mean? Like I feel, and I'm sure your sentiments are the same. I'm the best I've ever been right now. Without question.
Like people told me I peaked on House of Broken Mirrors.
And that was what? 09, 010?
09.
09. That was 7 years ago.
They said I peaked. People said I peaked at House of Broken Mirrors.
Shit. If you peaked 7 years ago, then what the fuck you at now? You know what I mean?
Obviously, I suck now.
Fuck. Nah, smack you in
That's
your
what I'm saying, bro.
face.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Stop saying that.
Why do you think they discourage people? Why do you think people get discouraged when they don't get that dumb cash, like that crazy influx of money?
I've been there.
They quit.
I've been there, and I have quit. You seen me quit for 3 years. I put the mic down for 3 years. I quit. I just gave up. I was just like, fuck it. If it was gonna happen, it'd have happened by now. That was my outlook at the time.
Do you think at that time when you quit because you didn't get that influx of money, do you think you quit because you didn't respect hip hop as a true art form?
No, I was.
That you seen it as a cash cow as opposed to a form of bettering yourself?
No, I just felt like I blew the opportunities I had, and I just felt like it wasn't meant to be.
The opportunities for what though? What is money? What is, like, I'm asking you this, like, what is money for your art if it doesn't make you a better person?
What is it?
Yeah.
I did not achieve the goals that I set out for myself, and I gave up. I didn't get any type of money. I mean, I got money, but I didn't get the kind of money that I just wanted, that I expected to get at that point in my career.
Who were you comparing your career to?
I'm looking at people like, not Jay, but like Wu-Tang, people like, Black Thought, people that I look up to and respect as artists. I see their age and I see what they've accomplished. And I'm looking at what I did, and I'm like, it's not even a comparison. It's not even close.
So you think if hip hop was never pop, if hip hop was never popular, if hip hop never became pop music, and you couldn't make a lot of money doing it, would you still do it?
Of course.
Why do you think that now, as opposed to when you quit?
Because now I have other things in my life going on that I didn't have back then. Like a cushion. You know what I'm saying? So back then, all I had was my music. That's it. That's all I had. And I limited myself because I thought that all I was great at was music. And then I found out that I was good at other things, like my fantasy sports that I'm really good at. You know what I mean? And once I found that out, you know what I mean, I had a different approach when I approached music when I came back in the game.
Do you think somebody that, say, like, somebody's just good at shit, like somebody who's real smart and could have went to college and been a doctor, but ain't a doctor and does hip hop, you think they should have stuck to trying to be a doctor?
If I think they should just go where their heart's at. If their heart is wanting to be an MC instead of being a doctor, you go with your heart.
What do you say to somebody who's your age who does hip hop, like myself? What would you, if I was a company like, dog, I don't want to chase hip hop as a career, but I can't stop recording. I can't stop making music.
I tell you to keep doing it.
To what end?
To what?
To what's the end game? What's the result that I'm going for to do it?
What will be the result?
That I would be looking for to continue to do it.
Happiness.
Right. So if you say that to me, what do you say to the dude who lacks originality, individuality, authenticity, integrity, dignity, who lacks self-respect, who lacks self-value, who lacks, who's not aware of who they are, but does hip-hop? You know what I mean? And is going out for that big check. Do you tell them, and they haven't made it in 5 years, do you tell them to keep doing it? And why is that?
Because that's not the right way to approach it. You know, you're gonna end up regretting it if you have that approach.
Like I feel about music the way.
Oh, now it's about you now.
Now listen, I'm asking
shit
you
was
a question.
about me.
I feel about music the way Picasso felt about painting. Right?
Like very passionate.
Like the same way he had to paint. He couldn't. Nothing else he could do.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like an addiction.
It was more than an addiction. It was in his blood to do it. He was born to do it.
Right.
So, but he wasn't rich when he died.
Huh? He was never like
he was never rich.
Mozart
died, bro.
For real?
Yeah.
They were motherfucking trendsetters.
All these great artists, most of them, they died poor.
Well, a lot of blues singers, they was broke as fuck. They got fucked big time.
And they played well on to old age.
Red Fox made like over 70 fucking records. And he was broke.
All right. So what do you think? What do you think is the difference between somebody that has to do it, who is in their blood to do it, it's in their DNA to do it, they're just what's the word I'm doing?
Shit. I can't.
Well, it's in them to do it. They have
it's
to
in
do
their
it.
blood.
It's in their blood to do it. They have to do it.
What do I say about people like that?
What do you say to somebody like that who hasn't made it in 20 years, as opposed to somebody who doesn't have the talent, doesn't have the drive, doesn't respect it as an art form, just sees it as a way out, who doesn't make it in 5 years? Do you tell them to keep doing it the same way you would tell somebody like me to keep doing it?
If they don't do it, if they don't approach it the way we do it?
Yeah, but they haven't made it in 5 years. Do you tell them to quit?
I wouldn't tell them to quit, but I would tell them to
reevaluate
the way they approach it, yeah. I wouldn't.
But they're not interested in that. They don't care about the art form.
Then I would tell them to walk away from it and just be a fan. Because if you're not passionate about this, then you ain't gonna last.
Do you think it's wrong that kids see hip hop as the only way out? Like, remember boxing, was it like everybody fought, everybody boxed to get out the hood, or everybody played basketball to get out the hood at one point.
Either slang rock or got a wicked jump shot.
Like the same way dudes looking at hip hop now is the way dudes looked at boxing and basketball at one point.
Well, no, because
and selling drugs.
No, because I did that for over 20 years, and I was like.
So the whole 20 years, you were just looking for that check.
I was just like music or a bus.
But for a check.
I mean, yeah, kinda, yeah.
Do you see fault in that?
Yeah.
What's the fault in that?
The fault is you have nothing to fall back on. And that was my biggest mistake.
Okay, so say you did have something to fall back on. And you didn't make it in 10 years and you quit. Do you think that fucks it up for somebody like who has to do it? Somebody who can't do anything else?
If they don't have something to fall back on?
Like, I don't have anything to fall back on. I have nothing to fall back on.
Right.
But I'm not doing it anymore. Like, when I first got involved with hip hop, I wanted to be good. You know what I mean? I made money. So I never really. So how do you feel about somebody like me as opposed to somebody like what are your exact words to the people, like people who are watching this, who are saying, well, they're saying, well, hip hop is about money and it is about that, as opposed to somebody saying, no, hip hop is about. There's people watching this that really think that hip hop is just a money thing.
I mean, I've told you over.
And if you don't make money, you should stop.
I've told you that you should try to find something else besides music. I've been telling you that.
Yeah, but
it took me 22 years to find something else that I enjoy, I am passionate about, I love, I'm great at, not great, I'm good at. You know what I mean? It took me over 20 years to find that, my fantasy sports, and I make money. And I encourage you to do the same thing. I would never tell you to quit music, never. But I would tell you to try to find something else in your life.
For money.
Yeah.
For money.
And to be happy with and to enjoy it and bring more happiness into your life. Don't limit yourself. You know?
All right. So, since I never got involved with hip-hop for money, though, that's what I'm saying. I didn't start writing raps for money.
Right. I don't think any of us did. Well, I didn't know. I did it for fun at first. It was fun. I was 16.
What was that turning point that made you say, I want money for this? How old was you?
When I dropped my first record back in 2001, I was 25 years old. When I dropped my first LP, Going Against the Odds.
I was 25 when I dropped my first one.
So you usually, yeah, older. A year younger. Yeah, when I dropped my first album in 2001, my first LP, that's when I took it seriously. When I put all that money, I put like $4,000 into putting out. I made like 1,000 CDs up, made them up, 10 tracks. That's when I took it seriously.
What do you tell a person who does hip hop, who got into hip hop, and then they joined a gang because of hip hop, they started living a certain kind of way because of hip hop. They started talking, acting, walking, hanging around certain kinds of people because of hip hop, and it's all a negative effect.
You show me your friends, I'll show you your future. That's the first thing I'm gonna tell them. You know what I mean? You gotta watch who you're around. I mean, I'm not gonna blame hip hop because any kind of art form could do that. You know what I mean? It's all about the person. You need to watch who you surround yourself around. I mean, you got to make better decisions with your life.
Tell them.
You got to make better decisions with your life. You know what I'm saying? Who you surround yourself around has a very big impact on your future. And if you don't got the right people around you.
People say that to me. Now, with you saying those words, people say that to me, people say it to you, people say, Do you think if you were a social climber, if you were you know what I mean, like if you hung around certain people just to get something out of them, you'd be doing better off. If you surrounded yourself with certain kind of person just so you can get ahead,
No,
would you get ahead?
I've been there. I've done that. And no, you can't do that. Because karma's a motherfucker. And that bitch is always on time. So if you just use people. So you talking about using people like to get what you want?
Like a social climber, like somebody's like, I'm gonna chill with Wize because Wize makes music and I wanna be around that and I wanna be looked at a certain way. So I'm gonna be hanging around Wize. So I wanna be looked at a certain way.
I mean, as long as your intention is good. But
what if you just have selfish intentions?
Then it's just you're gonna crash and burn.
People works out for people all the time. You can't say that. Works out for people all the time. Social climbers, they're social climbers. They get what they want out of it. And the karma for them being a social climber is that other people use them to get at it.
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
but that doesn't really, they know that. And they want to be in a position where people want to use them so that they can play people a certain kind of way. So they can say, you want to be around me, so you got to do this in order to be around. Like they haze people, shit like that, right? Why do you think that you ever had the attitude where you wanted to do hip hop so that you can like treat people a certain way or be around a certain kind of person?
No.
Did you do hip hop for like for no other reason? If there's no other thing that you get out of hip hop, if you got money out of hip hop and nothing else, would you be happy?
Just money?
Just money.
No.
Why?
No, I need happiness. I need that natural.
Money can buy happiness.
No. Money can't buy that natural high you get on stage when the crowd's screaming.
That's a given. That's the art. That's the given. That's the art. It's the art. It's the art. But you didn't get into it for the art. You learned about the art afterwards.
Right. I thought you meant just strictly money only. Like,
yeah, you just got money. Like the high from getting on stage, everybody get that.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, money, yeah. I mean, I'm a simple man, like Leonard Skinner said. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's all I can have, that's all I want.
You know, people say if you're not in hip hop for the money, then what the fuck you doing it for?
I'm doing it because I love to do it, and I'm great at what I do.
And I'm never say I don't do it for money, but it's not my sole reason for doing it. And you're saying you don't do it just for money, but it would be a nice thing to have money.
Money is like a luxury, like a bonus.
So nothing's gonna change. Nothing's gonna change. It's gonna stay the way it is. What is your plan? How do you plan to make money doing your music?
By getting my royalty checks every 3-4 months. And try to do as many shows as possible because
money.
That's the only way I get paid. I don't sell.
How do you build your brand? Like people say, build your brand or get a fan base.
I don't sell CDs. I don't make money off CDs. None of that shit. All I make money off is my shows. So
how do you get famous? Because that's what people are talking about when they say brand marketing and basically how do you get famous?
For me, just doing as many shows as possible. That's the best way to get famous. Out here is to do shows. That's why we're doing all these shows coming up. Because I don't sell mad CDs on iTunes. You know what I'm saying? I even give out free albums on Dat Piff. And I barely even get rid of that shit. And that shit's free. You know what I mean? So
what do you say to the person watching this right? Somebody watching this right now. What do you say to them when they say, you broke bum ass motherfucker, why are you rapping? Stop rapping, you suck because you don't have any money. Do you feel like you suck because you broke?
No, not at all. Because you know something? I know for a fact that I'm happier than people that got houses, cars, real estate. You know what I'm saying? Liquid. You know what I'm saying? I'm happier than them. And they got far more than I have right now. And I'm way more happier than them. And I'll take happiness over wealth, materialistic bullshit any day of the week.
But people can't see that. People can't feel your happiness.
Because people are programmed to be materialistic in this country.
People don't feel it, and they say, well, how can you be happy when you're struggling?
I know motherfuckers that are poor, like myself, that are poor and fucking are happy. Money, like you said, money's not everything. I mean, money can get you a lot of great things. You know what I'm saying?
I think money can buy you happiness. That's my thing. But I mean,
it can, but you know what? It gets old just like everything else. That's why a lot of millionaires do like crazy shit, like fucking, go into the music business, because money gets, it gets old. It's like anything. You know what I mean? It's like fucking, if you have something.
What do you say about the person who has money and invests in music so they can be around that element? Like they invest me, like this dude right here is watching with that funny shirt on. He watching, and he got money. He want to invest in hip hop because he wants to be around that element. He wants to be in that lifestyle. He wants to feel that life, so he wants to invest in somebody who's hot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or he thinks somebody who he thinks can be hot, who has what it takes to make it somewhere. He wants to invest in them. What's your investment advice?
I tell him to don't rush into anything. Do his homework. Know what the fuck you doing. You know what I'm saying? Don't just jump into something and take your time with it. It takes time. Know what the fuck you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Test drive the car before you buy it. Don't just buy the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Do your research. Do your homework. You know what I'm saying? Know what you're getting yourself into. Do not underestimate the music business, because I've never been a doctor. I've never been a scientist or any of that rocket science is bullshit. But I'll tell you, music business is one of the hardest businesses in this fucking world, without question. It's a cutthroat business. And fucking, if you ain't dedicated, if you ain't 24/7, 365 days a year, then, you know what I'm saying, you're going to be disappointed like a motherfucker, because that's what it takes. It takes that.
What time frame you think motherfuckers should expect before they get a return on their investment in music?
I mean, I don't...
From when they meet the artist to taking care of the artist, investing in them, surrounding them with that environment that the artist needs to be in, keeping them creative and making the album, putting the album out, and getting those checks back from selling the album with the distribution and everything. How long should he, before he says fuck it, I give up? How much time should he invest in that artist? Neither one of them are anywhere in the business. They're both trying to get in.
No connections, no nothing.
They're just building their connections. Even if they have connections, they don't have connections that are just gonna put them on.
I mean, it's tough to put a timetable on it. You know what I mean?
But I'm saying, like, if they don't get it in 6 months, should they quit? No return on any of their investments in 6 months?
I'd give it more than 6 months.
A year? For no returns in a year?
A year, maybe. I mean, in a year.
No returns in a year.
I would evaluate everything in 1 year from the day you start. And if you see, like, zero progress and you ain't going nowhere with it, then I would tell you, maybe you should try something else if you ain't making any type of progress at all. Yeah. I mean, it does take time, but I mean, I'm not saying, you're going to be fucking making all types of money in a year. No.
How do you feel about the artist lifestyle as opposed to the rapper lifestyle?
What you mean?
The artist lifestyle. Like, what's the difference between the artist lifestyle and the rapper's lifestyle?
An artist?
Lifestyle as to a rapper's lifestyle.
You mean like an MC and a rapper, or?
Nah, just like the lifestyles. A rapper lives a certain way and an artist lives a certain way. And an artist can be a rapper, but a rapper can't be an artist.
Why not?
Because he's treated as an artist, but he doesn't want to live like one.
I don't understand the question.
An artist, like you're an artist. You're not doing it. You're not getting paid a lot of money to do it, and you're well into your 30s. You're making 40. Music, right? You're gonna be 40, still rapping, and you're not popping anywhere. But you're still trying to make a living off of it. But you're not compromising yourself either. So should you compromise yourself by now? 40 years old, should you? prostitute a little bit, sell some ass, bend over, get fucked for a little bit of money.
Lose my virginity.
Yeah.
No, I'm cool where I'm at. I mean, I don't know if I'm content, but I'm proud of myself, and I love where I'm at right now. I love what I'm doing right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm with real motherfuckers like you, and fucking I love what I do. The new songs that I write, I think are the best songs that I've ever wrote in my lifetime. And fucking, I love that. I love the rush. You know what I'm saying? It's back. It took me 3 years to get it, but I got it. And I fucking love it, and I cherish every minute of it because it could be gone in a fucking second.
What do you say to the person who's watching this right now? I know you rap, son. I know you rap. I know you love rapping, and you can't get enough of the rap shit, but you broke. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody likes your music, and the people around you are filling your head with whatever, stroking the ego. You got the starter kit going with the little chain and the sunglasses and shit. You got everything popping for you, and you putting up that front. Like, how do you feel? When are you gonna stop? When are you gonna stop? When are you gonna be like, yo, I ain't making no money off this. I need to quit.
You talking about me?
Them.
Oh, them? I would tell them they need to go back to the lab and they need to be themselves. Don't be something you're not. Obviously, they're going down the wrong path, and they need to reevaluate what the fuck they're doing with themselves because they're really wasting their time. You know what I'm saying? If the talent level isn't right, if they're getting criticism and this and that, then they need to fall back and go back to the lab and go another route or do something else with themselves because they're really wasting their fucking time. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. You know, this game ain't too friendly, as you know. You know what I mean? And some people will tell you quick to fast to your face, yo, you suck. You know, don't quit your day job.
I'm taking classes.
For what?
Taking science classes.
What, be a scientist?
Yeah. But I'll never stop doing what I'm doing right now.
Well, that's what I always tell you. I tell you, you know, never give this up, but, you know, you should try to find something else. You should do this fantasy sports shit with me, but, you know.
People telling me I need to focus on the business more, promote more, concentrate on the numbers and getting paid and not doing shit for free and other shit.
I was telling you that earlier, that the only criticism that I've ever heard for you is.
But what about you, Wize?
My biggest flaw with music probably, I could promote more. If I didn't do my fantasy sports, I would be promoting music every single day.
You can still do that.
Yeah, but I could do it more if I wasn't devoted to my fantasy sports. To be honest with you, my fantasy sports comes first because that's I make the most money.
I always thought that I promoted my music, but people say I don't. I thought I did.
I mean, I've never seen you like promote on Facebook.
Like promote, like my new albums dropping. I do. I just don't do it all the time.
You're not consistent. When you do shows, you don't really promote them.
That's I post them.
Not like a lot.
No, not a lot. Yeah, that's right. So promoting what you're saying is beating people over the head with a message.
Right. Show. That's what I was telling. That's what I was telling you earlier, and that's what I kind of don't do right now. That's what I'm lacking. I do it like maybe once, twice a week, and that's not enough. There's people like your man Jake even said it. Jake be like, yo, I be doing it like every 15, 20 minutes, every hour, on the hour. You're consistent, like every hour. You know what I'm saying? Because then you're catching all your 3,000 friends, how many people you got on Facebook. you're going to grab most of them if you're doing it throughout the whole day, because some people only go on for certain pieces of the day. If you're doing it all day long, you're going to catch most of your friends. If you do it once a day, you're going to catch whoever's on there, on that block for that time. That's it, which is a small amount of people. But if you're doing it consistently all day long, you're going to reach a lot more people. That's how we get down.